Have you ever wondered what it would be like to just fly away from it all? To soar above the clouds, never touching the ground for months on end? Well, for one incredible bird, that's not a dream, it's reality. Meet the common swift, the undisputed marathon champion of the sky. This bird is a true marvel of nature. While it might look a bit like a swallow or a martin, the common swift is in a league of its own. Scientists have discovered something absolutely mind-blowing about them. They can stay airborne for up to 10 months straight. Yes, you heard that right, 10 months, without landing. So how on earth do they pull off this incredible feat? That's what we're going to explore today. Let's start with the basics. The common swift is perfectly designed for a life in the air. Its scientific name, Apus apus, literally means no foot, no foot. This is a bit of an exaggeration. Of course, they do have feet, but they are tiny and very specialized. Their legs are so short that if a swift lands on flat ground, it can struggle to take off again. Their feet aren't for walking. They're for clinging. They use them like tiny grappling hooks to hang onto vertical surfaces like cliffs, cave walls, or the sides of buildings. This is where they build their nests and raise their young. But once their chicks have fledged, the real journey begins. So for 10 months of the year, where are they? They're living their entire lives in the sky. They eat, drink, sleep, and even mate all while on the wing. It's a non-stop aerial existence. This incredible lifestyle is made possible by a collection of amazing adaptations. First, let's talk about food and drink. Swifts are insectivores, meaning they eat insects. Their hunting strategy is beautifully simple. They fly with their mouths wide open. They act like a living, flying net, scooping up thousands of tiny airborne insects and spiders, often called aerial plankton. They can gather these insects into a little ball in their throat, held together with saliva, to eat themselves or to carry back to their chicks during the breeding season. And what about water? You might think they'd have to land for a drink, but nope. Swifts are skilled enough to skim the surface of lakes and rivers, scooping up a mouthful of water without missing a beat. It's a graceful, high-speed maneuver that they make look effortless. Now for the really tricky part: sleep. How can a bird sleep while flying? This is where things get truly fascinating. Scientists believe swifts practice something called unihemispheric slow-wave sleep. It's a fancy term, but the idea is simple. They can essentially shut down one half of their brain at a time, while the other half remains alert to control flight and watch for predators. Think of it as putting half your brain on autopilot. This allows them to get the rest they need in short bursts, all while soaring thousands of feet above the ground. Every evening as dusk falls, swifts perform a spectacular ritual. They climb high into the sky, sometimes reaching altitudes of over 10,000 feet. Here, in the colder, thinner air, they are safer from predators like hawks and falcons. They catch favorable air currents and drift gently through the night, resting one half of their brain and then the other, until dawn breaks and it's time to descend and start hunting again. Their body is a masterpiece of aerodynamic engineering. They have long, scythe-shaped wings that are perfect for efficient gliding. Unlike many other birds, they don't just flap constantly. They are masters of using wind and thermal updrafts, rising columns of warm air, to gain altitude without expending much energy. They can lock their wings in place and just soar, covering vast distances with minimal effort. This energy-saving technique is crucial for their long-duration flights. Their entire metabolism is optimized for endurance. They can process the energy from the insects they eat with incredible efficiency, fueling their constant motion. During their long flight, they are essentially a self-sufficient ecosystem on wings. So why do they do this? It's all about following the food. Swifts are migratory birds. They breed in Europe and Asia during the summer when insects are plentiful. But as winter approaches and the insect population dwindles, they need to find a new food source. So they embark on an epic journey, flying all the way to sub-Saharan Africa. And they don't just fly there and land. They spend the entire winter soaring over the African continent, chasing insect swarms across the vast landscapes. They are perpetual travelers, always moving to where the food is. This was a mystery for centuries. People knew swifts disappeared in the winter, but they didn't know where they went. It wasn't until the development of tiny, lightweight tracking devices called geolocators that scientists could finally unravel the secret. By attaching these devices to the birds, researchers at Lund University in Sweden were able to track their movements. The data they got back was astonishing. It showed that once the birds left their breeding grounds, Most of them did not land again until they returned the following spring, a full 10 months later. Some individuals did land for brief periods, but others truly stayed airborne for the entire time. This makes the common swift the record holder for the longest continuous flight time of any bird. The only time they are forced to spend on solid ground is during the breeding season, which lasts about 2 months. They need a stable nest to lay their eggs and raise their chicks. But the moment that duty is done, they are back in their true home, the open sky. Even their mating habits have adapted to this aerial lifestyle. While it's incredibly difficult to observe, there's evidence that swifts can mate in midair. Pairs will fly in close formation, performing incredible aerial acrobatics. It's the ultimate commitment to a life lived on the wing. So the next time you look up on a summer evening and see those dark, sickle-winged birds darting across the sky, take a moment to appreciate what you're witnessing. You're not just seeing a bird. You're seeing one of the most extreme athletes in the animal kingdom. A creature so perfectly adapted to flight that it has almost abandoned the land altogether. The common swift reminds us that the natural world is full of wonders that push the limits of what we think is possible. They are a testament to the power of evolution and the incredible ways that life can adapt to conquer any environment, even the sky itself. Thank you so much for joining me on this high-flying adventure. If you enjoyed learning about the amazing common swift, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the wonders of the natural world. See you in the next video.